Welcome back to GrimFace, where we don't sugarcoat the truth. Here, we face life with brutal honesty, relentless determination, and the kind of clarity that cuts through the noise like a blade. For those of you returning, you know the drill. You've chosen to rise above mediocrity, to embrace discipline, and to own your outcomes. Welcome back to the movement. You are the black sheep, the few who dare to think differently, act decisively, and demand more from life. And to those of you who are new, this is your chance to break free. This is your invitation to join a movement of individuals who refuse to settle, who refuse to bow to the chaos of modern life, and who are ready to take control. If you're tired of spinning your wheels, if you're done letting the world dictate your pace, then you're in the right place. This video isn't just another motivational pep talk. It's a roadmap. A guide to getting things done not twice as fast, not 10 times faster, but 100 times faster and more efficiently than ever before. This isn't fluff. This isn't theory. These are specific, actionable steps designed to help you dominate your productivity in the coming year. So sit back, relax, take notes. You're about to learn the strategies that will clear your mind, sharpen your focus, and transform the way you approach your tasks, your goals, and your life. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. To our returning GrimFace warriors, thank you for walking this path with us. Your hunger for growth fuels this movement. And to the newcomers, welcome to the family. This is where the excuses end and the action begins. Join us, and let's make this year the one where we don't just survive the chaos, we master it. Let's get to work. Lesson 1. Capture everything. There's a storm raging inside your mind. A storm of ideas, tasks, responsibilities. Chaos spinning endlessly. You think you can control it, don't you? You believe you can hold it all, manage it all, just by keeping it in your head. But let me tell you something. That's a lie. And it's the kind of lie that will bury you under the weight of your own ambitions. Do you feel it? That constant hum of anxiety. That nagging voice that whispers, "What did I forget? What am I missing?" It's a parasite feeding on your peace, draining your focus, and eroding your potential. This chaos, it's not just noise, it's a ticking time bomb. And every moment you refuse to confront it, it ticks louder. But there's a way out. A weapon you can wield against this storm. A way to capture everything. Not some of it. Not most of it. Everything. Every idea. Every task. Every fleeting thought that passes through your mind like a shadow. You must seize it, chain it, and lock it into a trusted system. Because if you don't capture it, it will capture you. Understand this. Your mind is not a storage unit. It's a machine built for creation, problem solving, and innovation. But when you force it to hoard endless to-do lists and forgotten dreams, you're suffocating its power. You're allowing clutter to choke your focus, to drain your energy, to rob you of clarity. You're sabotaging yourself. Stop thinking you can juggle everything. You're not a machine. You're human. And humans are flawed. We forget. We make mistakes. But you don't have to be a slave to those flaws. The solution is simple, brutal in its simplicity. Write it down. Every thought, every idea, every task. The moment it enters your mind, capture it. Don't hesitate. Don't trust yourself to remember. Because the second you do, you've already lost it. Use whatever tools work for you. A notebook, an app, a scrap of paper. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a system, one you trust with your life. Because that's what's at stake here. Your life, your time, your future. When you capture everything, you don't just free your mind, you take control of your destiny. You become ruthless, unstoppable. No more wasted energy on mental clutter. No more forgotten obligations or missed opportunities. Your mind becomes a weapon, sharp, focused, lethal. But this isn't easy. Capturing everything takes discipline. It takes vigilance. It takes the relentless determination to master yourself. But ask yourself this: are you willing to let chaos run your life? Are you willing to drown in the storm, suffocated by your own inefficiency? Or will you take the reins and command your existence with precision and power? This is your moment. Your chance to step out of the shadows of forgetfulness and inefficiency, to rise above the noise and claim the clarity you deserve. The storm will not stop on its own. You have to tame it. You have to dominate it. You have to capture everything. Because if you don't, someone else will. And when they do, they'll be the ones standing at the summit, while you're left floundering in the chaos below. So what's it going to be? Will you let the storm win? Or will you become the master of your mind, your tasks, your future? The choice is yours. But remember this: what you don't capture, you will lose. And what you lose could be the very key to everything you've ever wanted. Capture everything, or lose yourself in the storm. The clock is ticking. What will you do? Lesson 2. Clarify your actions. There's a chasm that separates dreams from reality. You know it well. The endless pit where your plans, your ambitions, your goals go to die. It's the space between where you are and where you want to be. And do you know what keeps that chasm open, growing wider by the day? Vagueness, indecision, a refusal to define what you must do to bridge the gap. Vague intentions are the chains that bind you. Plan a trip, get healthier, work on my goals. These are not actions, they're illusions, comforting lies you tell yourself to feel like you're making progress when, in reality, you're standing still. Every time you leave your actions undefined, you surrender to inaction. And inaction, it's the silent killer of potential. You think you'll figure it out later, don't you? That clarity will come to you in time. Let me tell you the cold, hard truth. It won't. Time doesn't create clarity. Action does. Without clarity, you're wandering in a fog, blind, directionless, and destined to fail. And every second you hesitate, every moment you avoid defining your next step, you're feeding the fog. You're building your own prison, brick by vague brick. But you don't have to stay trapped. There's a way out. A weapon that can cut through the haze like a blade. It's simple, brutal, and unforgiving. Clarify your actions. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Now, for every goal, every task, every project in your life, ask yourself this question: what is the very next thing I must do? Not the end result. Not the big picture. The next specific, tangible step. If it's plan a trip, then break it down. Research flights to Paris. If it's get healthier, then ask, sign up for a gym membership today. Clarity is ruthless. It forces you to confront the truth of what needs to be done. It leaves no room for excuses, no space for procrastination. And that's why so many people avoid it. Because clarity is uncomfortable. It demands action. It forces you to take responsibility. But without it, you're lost. You're nothing more than a dreamer drowning in an ocean of unfinished plans. Understand this: your goals will never be achieved through broad intentions or vague ideas. Success isn't built on wishes. It's built on execution. And execution starts with clarity. Each specific action you define is a step forward, a bridge over the chasm, a weapon against the fog. But every vague goal, every undefined task, that's another weight dragging you down, another nail in the coffin of your ambitions. This is where the battle is fought, in the details, in the clarity of your actions. You want to move mountains? Then stop staring at the mountain and start moving the first stone. You want to transform your life? Then stop fantasizing about the end result and define what you must do today, this hour, this moment. The choice is yours. Stay in the fog, comfortable but stagnant, and watch as your potential rots away. Or step into the harsh light of clarity, face the discomfort of defining your actions, and start moving forward. It won't be easy. It won't be pleasant. But it will be worth it. Because in the end, success belongs to those who are willing to do what others won't, to confront the details, to define the actions, to cut through the fog and take the first step, even when it feels small, even when it feels insignificant. That's how progress is made. That's how greatness is achieved. So what will you do? Will you let vagueness suffocate your ambitions? Or will you wield clarity like a weapon, carving your path forward with precision and purpose? The fog is waiting to swallow you whole. The chasm is waiting to claim you. The only question is, will you let it? Clarify your actions, define your steps, and then take them, one by one, until there's no fog left, no chasm to cross, only the destination you've earned through relentless, focused effort. The choice is yours. Make it now, before it's too late. Lesson 3. Organize your system. The chaos of your life is no accident. It's a product of your choices, or rather, your lack of them. Look around you. Tasks piling up, projects half finished, deadlines slipping through your fingers like sand. You feel overwhelmed, don't you? Like you're drowning in an endless ocean of demands, responsibilities, and expectations. But here's the harsh truth. That chaos, it's your fault. You've let your life become a disorganized battlefield. And now, the enemy, your inefficiency, is winning. You think you can fight this war without strategy, without structure? You think brute force, working harder, faster, longer, will save you? It won't. Chaos doesn't care how much effort you throw at it. It will crush you all the same, unless you fight smarter. What you need is not more time, more energy, or even more willpower. What you need is order. Ruthless, unrelenting order. You need a system, a weapon to cut through the noise and take control. Because without a system, you're just a pawn, swept along by the currents of circumstance. But with a system, you become the master of your fate. Here's how you do it. Categorize, divide and conquer. Break the chaos into manageable pieces and take control. Use lists. Use folders. Use whatever tools you must to impose structure on the mess. Create categories for every task, every project, every demand on your time and energy. First, the next actions. These are your immediate tasks, the things you can do right now. No planning, no waiting, just action. They're the battles you fight today. Write them down, prioritize them, and execute with precision. Next, the projects. These are the multi-step monsters that require planning and strategy. Break them down into smaller tasks. Define what needs to be done, step by step, and attack them systematically. Stop letting these beasts loom over you, undefined and overwhelming. Tame them. Own them. Then, there's the waiting for category. Tasks you've delegated. Responsibilities that depend on others. Track them. Monitor them. Don't let them slip through the cracks. Because if you're not watching, if you're not following up, they'll come back to haunt you, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. And what about those ideas? Those dreams? Those someday ambitions? They belong in the someday maybe category. Not forgotten, but not prioritized. Store them away like seeds, waiting for the right moment to plant. But don't let them distract you from what matters now. Finally, the calendar. Your time-bound commitments, appointments, deadlines, non-negotiables. Treat your calendar like sacred ground. Guard it fiercely, because every minute wasted is a minute you'll never get back. This is how you win the war against chaos. You categorize, you organize, you impose structure on the madness, and you don't stop. Because the moment you let your guard down, chaos will creep back in. It's relentless, it's merciless, and it's always waiting for you to slip. But you're stronger than that. You're smarter than that. You won't let the chaos consume you. You'll fight it. You'll tame it. You'll bend it to your will. Because you understand that organization isn't just about productivity. It's about power, control, mastery over your life. So stop living in the storm. Stop drowning in the ocean of your own disorganization. Build your system. Categorize your tasks. Take control. Because without a system, you're nothing but a victim of chaos. But with it, you're unstoppable. The choice is yours. Stay in the mess, suffocated by your own inefficiency. Or rise above it, armed with a system that makes you unstoppable. Organize your life, command your chaos, and become the master of your destiny, because no one else will do it for you. Lesson 4. Reflect regularly. The enemy isn't just out there, it's within you. It hides in your complacency, your distractions, your neglect. You think the battle is over once the plan is set, once the tasks are laid out and the system is in place. But let me tell you something. The battle is never over. Life doesn't stop moving, and neither should you. A plan without reflection is a corpse. A system without review is a trap. It lulls you into a false sense of control, while the chaos you thought you tamed quietly festers in the shadows, waiting to strike. And when it does, it will tear through your goals, your ambitions, your progress, leaving you wondering where it all went wrong. The answer is simple. You failed to reflect. You didn't stop to check the map. You didn't reassess the battlefield. You didn't sharpen your weapons. And now, the enemy, your inefficiency, your neglect, has the upper hand. But you can change that. You can turn the tide. All it takes is the discipline to reflect regularly. Once a week. Not when it's convenient. Not when you feel like it. Every single week. Because if you don't, you're already falling behind. Here's how you win. Set aside time. Sacred, untouchable time. And face the truth. Review your system. Not passively, but with brutal honesty. Update your lists. What's still relevant? What's outdated? What needs to be done now? Process any new inputs. Don't let them pile up like dead weight, suffocating your momentum. Reassess your priorities. Are you still on the right path? Are you focusing on what truly matters? Or have you been seduced by distractions? This is the hard work most people avoid. They'd rather drift, reacting to life as it comes, than take control. They fear the mirror. They fear seeing how far they've strayed. But not you. You understand that reflection isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. Without it, your system becomes a lie, a comforting illusion of progress, while your life falls apart piece by piece. Reflection is ruthless. It forces you to confront your failures, your weaknesses, your blind spots. It demands accountability, but it also gives you power. The power to correct course, the power to realign with your goals, the power to stay sharp, focused, and unstoppable. Make no mistake, this is war. A war against stagnation, a war against chaos, a war against the version of you that's content to drift through life, unexamined and unfulfilled. And in this war, reflection is your weapon. Use it, or lose. Once a week. That's all it takes. But it must be every week. No excuses. No exceptions. Because if you can't make time to reflect, you've already lost. You've given the enemy the opening it needs to consume you. So what will you do? Will you face the mirror and reclaim control? Or will you let chaos reclaim the reins, dragging you back into the abyss of disorganization and failure? The choice is yours. But know this. Without reflection, your system is a lie. Without reflection, your progress is a facade. Without reflection, you are lost. Reflect regularly. Update. Reassess. Realign. Make it a ritual, a discipline, a way of life. Because in this game, only the ruthless survive. Only those who reflect, adapt, and evolve can truly conquer the chaos. And you were born to conquer. Now go. Take back control. Reflect. And let nothing stand in your way. Lesson 5. Engage with focus. Focus. The sharpest blade you'll ever wield. The weapon that slices through chaos, distraction, and mediocrity. Yet most of us treat it like a dull tool, hacking away at tasks without precision, without purpose, without power. And then we wonder why we're exhausted, overwhelmed, and stuck in the same place, spinning our wheels but going nowhere. Here's the truth you refuse to face. You're wasting your energy, not because you're lazy or incapable, but because you've lost your focus. You're scattered, jumping from task to task, giving your time to the urgent instead of the important. You've become a slave to busyness, mistaking movement for progress, activity for achievement. But deep down, you know better. You know that success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things at the right time. It's about engaging with ruthless intent, attacking the tasks that matter most with precision and force. Anything less is a betrayal of your potential. So how do you reclaim your focus? How do you ensure that every action you take is a step toward victory, instead of another circle in the endless loop of wasted effort? You wield the 4 criteria model like a scalpel, cutting through the noise to uncover the truth of what you must do next. Context. Where are you? What tools do you have at your disposal? What can you execute right now with the resources in front of you? Stop dreaming about what you could do later and focus on what you can do here and now. Your environment is your battlefield. Use it. Stop letting it limit you. Time available. The clock is ticking, always ticking. How much time do you have in this moment? Don't overreach. Don't try to conquer mountains when you only have minutes. Choose tasks that fit the time you have and execute them without mercy. Small victories, won consistently, lead to monumental success. Energy available. This is the truth most ignore. You are not a machine. Your energy fluctuates, rises, and falls like the tide. Stop fighting it. Work with it. When your energy is high, attack the hard, important tasks. When it's low, pivot to the smaller, less demanding ones. Align your effort with your strength in the moment, and you'll stop burning out and start breaking through. Priority. The ultimate filter. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing I can do right now? Not what's easiest. Not what's most urgent. What's most important. And then do it. Not later. Not when you feel like it. Now prioritize ruthlessly, or be consumed by the trivial. This is how you win. By engaging with focus. By refusing to let distraction, chaos, or complacency dictate your actions. By choosing your battles carefully and fighting them with everything you have. Focus is not a luxury, it's survival. Without it, you are doomed to a life of mediocrity, a life of busy work that leads nowhere. But with it, you become unstoppable. Every action you take is a step forward. Every moment of focus is a blow against the forces that would keep you small, insignificant, forgotten. You don't need more time, more energy, more resources. You need focus. Razor sharp, unrelenting focus. So ask yourself right now, what can you do in this moment? What fits your time, your energy, your environment? What is the most important thing to tackle next? And then do it. Without hesitation, without excuse, without fear. Because focus isn't just about getting things done. It's about building momentum, shaping your destiny, and carving your name into the world. Engage with focus, or be consumed by distraction. The choice is yours. But know this: the unfocused fall, the focused rise. Now go. Sharpen your blade, cut through the noise, and let your focus lead you to greatness. Lesson 6. The 2-minute rule. You think greatness is built on massive leaps, monumental achievements, and grand gestures, don't you? You've been sold the illusion that success demands something extraordinary, something far beyond the mundane tasks of everyday life. But let me tell you a truth most people are too blind to see. Your life isn't destroyed by the big failures. It's buried under an avalanche of small, ignored tasks. That email you didn't send, the document you didn't file, the quick chore you thought could wait. These small things, these insignificant moments, each one seems harmless on its own. But they pile up. They weigh you down. They form a mountain of mental clutter that suffocates your focus, drains your energy, and blocks your path forward. And you don't even realize it until it's too late. Here's the brutal truth. Small tasks left undone don't disappear. They grow. They mutate into mental parasites, stealing your bandwidth, feeding on your attention, and haunting the edges of your mind. You think you're saving time by putting them off, but you're wrong. You're wasting it. Because every unfinished task is a chain around your mind, a constant whisper that says, "I'm still here. You still haven't dealt with me." But there's a weapon you can use to destroy this chaos before it takes root. A simple, unrelenting rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't think about it. Don't question it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. That email, send it. That paper on your desk, file it. That quick decision you've been avoiding, make it. In less than 2 minutes, you can cut down the weeds of inefficiency before they choke your mind. You can clear the clutter, free your focus, and make space for the battles that truly matter. The 2-minute rule isn't just a time management hack. It's a discipline. A declaration of war against procrastination, chaos, and the excuses you tell yourself to avoid action. It forces you to confront the small, tedious tasks you'd rather ignore. It forces you to take responsibility. And here's the secret. These 2-minute victories, they add up. Each small task you complete is a step forward, a weight lifted, a moment of clarity reclaimed. Over time, they create momentum. They create power. They create a mind unburdened by clutter, free to focus on the big moves, the real challenges, the things that will define your legacy. But it takes discipline. It takes the willingness to act, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's tedious, even when it feels too small to matter. Because in the end, these small actions do matter. They are the foundation of your success, or the cracks that lead to your downfall. So ask yourself, how many 2-minute tasks are you ignoring right now? How much mental space are you wasting, clinging to unfinished scraps of responsibility? How much of your potential is being drained by the clutter you refuse to face? The answer is simple. Too much. Far too much. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. When a task takes less than 2 minutes, destroy it immediately. Show no mercy. Clear the clutter. Free your mind. And unleash the full force of your focus on the things that truly matter. Because success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things at the right time, with ruthless efficiency. The 2-minute rule is your weapon. Use it, or let the small things bury you alive. The choice is yours. But remember, inaction is a decision to let the chaos win. And you weren't born to lose. So act. Now before the weight of everything you've ignored drags you into the abyss. Lesson 7. The natural planning model. You want to succeed, don't you? You want to rise above the masses, escape mediocrity, and build something meaningful. But let me ask you this. How often do you find yourself paralyzed, overwhelmed by the sheer size of your ambitions? How often do you start a project only to abandon it halfway, scattered, distracted, and frustrated because you didn't know where to begin or how to finish? This isn't a mistake. It's a failure. A failure of strategy, of focus, of discipline. You treat your projects like vague ideas, hoping they'll somehow come together on their own. But hope isn't a strategy. Without structure, your dreams will rot in the wasteland of your excuses, your fears, your inability to plan. And when that happens, you have no one to blame but yourself. Here's the truth. Success doesn't just happen. It's engineered. It's built with precision, with intent, with a plan. Not a vague idea scribbled on a napkin. A real plan. A ruthless, structured approach to turning chaos into clarity, intention into action. And if you don't have one, you've already lost. That's where the natural planning model comes in. This isn't just a method. It's a weapon. A systematic process that cuts through confusion and ensures your projects don't just start. They finish. You want results? You want power? Then listen carefully, because this is how you win. Step 1. Define the purpose. Why does this project matter? Why are you even doing it? Without a purpose, your efforts are hollow, your motivation weak. Purpose is your foundation, the anchor that keeps you grounded when the storms of doubt and distraction try to pull you away. Define it clearly. Make it undeniable. Ask yourself, what's at stake if I fail? Let the answer drive you. Step 2. Envision the outcome. Close your eyes and see it. The finish line. The victory. The end result of your efforts. What does success look like? What does it feel like? Without a clear vision of where you're going, you'll wander aimlessly, lost in the fog of uncertainty. Paint the picture. Make it vivid. And then burn it into your mind, so it's impossible to forget. Step 3. Brainstorm. This is where the chaos lives. The swirling ideas, the endless possibilities, the raw energy of creation. Don't hold back. Let it all out. Write down every step, every task, every crazy idea that comes to mind. No judgment, no hesitation, just raw, unfiltered possibility. This is where momentum begins. Step 4. Organize. Now it's time to tame the chaos. Look at your brainstormed ideas and start putting them in order. What comes first? What comes next? Which steps are essential and which can wait? Sequence them. Prioritize them. Turn the chaos into a clear path forward. This isn't busy work, it's strategy. And strategy is what separates winners from losers. Step 5. Identify the next actions. This is where most people fail. They get stuck in the big picture, overwhelmed by the enormity of the task ahead. But success isn't built in leaps. It's built in steps. Define the next actionable step. Not the whole project. Not the end goal. Just the first thing you can do right now to move forward. And then do it. Relentlessly. Without excuse. This is the natural planning model. Simple. Brutal. Effective. But only if you have the discipline to use it. Most people won't. They'll keep winging it, hoping things will magically fall into place. They won't. Chaos doesn't organize itself. Clarity doesn't just appear. You have to create it. So what's it going to be? Will you let your dreams rot in the graveyard of poor planning and procrastination? Or will you take control? Will you define your purpose, envision your outcome, brainstorm your steps, organize your path, and execute your next action with precision and power? The choice is yours. But know this, without a plan, you're nothing. Just another dreamer lost in the fog of their own indecision. But with a plan, you're unstoppable. You're a force of nature, cutting through chaos with the precision of a blade. The time to plan is now, not tomorrow, not later, now. Because every second you delay is another second your potential slips through your fingers. Define, envision, brainstorm, organize, act. This is how you win. This is how you rise. So what are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. The chaos is closing in. It's time to fight back. It's time to plan. And it's time to win. Lesson 8. How to empty your inbox. Your inbox. A seemingly innocent space. A tool meant to help you communicate, organize, and operate. But look at it now. A chaotic wasteland of unanswered emails, unread messages, and forgotten notes. It's not just a digital pile of clutter. It's a monument to your procrastination. A silent reminder of everything you've ignored, neglected, or abandoned. You feel it, don't you? The weight of it. That creeping anxiety that whispers, "What have I missed? What's slipping through the cracks?" Let me tell you something. Your inbox isn't just a mess. It's a battlefield. And every message you leave unaddressed, every note you fail to process, is an enemy taking ground. You think you're in control? Think again. That clutter owns you. It occupies your mental bandwidth, steals your focus, and paralyzes your decision-making. It is chaos incarnate, and it's winning. But you don't have to let it. You can fight back. You can reclaim control. And it starts with a simple, ruthless rule. Empty your inbox to zero. Regularly. Not once in a while. Not when you feel like it. Every single time. Because if you don't, your inbox will bury you alive. Here's how you do it. For every email, every message, every item in your inbox, make a decision. No hesitation. No excuses. Just action. There are only 4 options. Learn them. Live by them. Master them. Option 1. Delete it. If it's irrelevant, unnecessary, or a waste of your time, get rid of it. Permanently. Don't overthink it. Don't let it linger. Your inbox is not a trash bin. It's a tool. Treat it as such. Be ruthless. Delete without mercy. Option 2. Delegate it. If someone else can handle it, pass it on. Stop hoarding tasks that aren't yours to carry. Delegation isn't weakness, it's strategy. Trust the right people to take responsibility, and free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Option 3. Defer it. If it requires future action but can't be tackled now, defer it. Schedule it. Set a reminder. Put it in a trusted system that ensures you won't forget. But don't let it sit in your inbox, festering like a wound. Get it out of there. Option 4. Do it. If it's actionable and quick, if it takes less than 2 minutes, do it. Immediately. No delay. No procrastination. These small tasks might seem insignificant, but leaving them undone only adds to the clutter. Crush them as they come. This is how you win. By making decisions. By refusing to let your inbox become a graveyard of inaction. By confronting every message, every note, every piece of clutter with the discipline to act. But make no mistake, this isn't easy. Emptying your inbox requires vigilance, consistency, the willingness to face the flood of demands and distractions that come at you every day. Most people won't do it. They'll let their inboxes overflow, drowning in the noise, suffocating under the weight of their own neglect. Not you. You're better than that. You understand that an empty inbox isn't just about organization. It's about freedom, mental clarity, the ability to focus on what truly matters without the constant drag of unfinished business pulling you down. So ask yourself, how much longer will you let your inbox control you? How much longer will you allow the chaos to dictate your focus, your energy, your life? The answer should be no longer. Not one more day. Not one more hour. Not one more minute. Empty your inbox. Regularly. Ruthlessly. Turn it into a place of action, not inaction. And watch as your mental clarity returns, your focus sharpens, and your productivity skyrockets. Because this isn't just about emails. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, your power. The choice is yours. Let the clutter win, or rise above it. Delay, or decide. Ignore, or act. Your inbox is waiting. What will you do? The clock is ticking. The chaos is growing. It's time to fight back. It's time to take control. Empty your inbox and own your life. Lesson 9. Context is key. You think you can conquer your tasks by sheer willpower alone, don't you? You think if you push hard enough, grind long enough, you'll get it all done. But let me ask you this. How's that working for you? Look around. Scattered tasks. Unfinished work. A mind pulled in 1,000 directions. You're trying to fight every battle at once, and it's killing your focus, draining your energy, and leaving you buried under the weight of your own inefficiency. This chaos, it's your own doing. You treat every task as if it exists in a vacuum, separate from the world around it. You ignore the reality that every action depends on where you are, what you have, and what you can do in the moment. You're running into battle blind, with no strategy, no plan. And the result? You're losing. Badly. But here's the truth most people are too stubborn to admit. Your environment is your greatest ally, or your worst enemy. If you don't learn to align your actions with your surroundings, you will always be fighting uphill, wasting time, wasting energy, and accomplishing far less than you're capable of. The solution is brutally simple. Contexts are key. Stop treating your tasks like a random list of demands. Start organizing them by context, by where you are, what tools you have, and what you can do right now. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a survival strategy. It's how you win the war against inefficiency. At work, these are the tasks that require you to be in the office, at your desk, or connected to your work tools. Emails, meetings, reports, anything tied to your professional environment. When you're at work, focus on work. Don't waste your time on distractions that don't belong there. At home, the tasks that live within your personal space. Chores, errands, family responsibilities. When you're home, handle them. Don't let work bleed into your sanctuary. Keep your contexts clean, your focus sharp. At phone, calls to make, messages to send, quick tasks that only require a device in your hand. When you're waiting in line, commuting, or have a few spare minutes, this is your battlefield. Attack it. Clear it. Don't let idle time slip through your fingers. At computer, the digital tasks, research, writing, managing files. When you're in front of your machine, use it. Stop wasting time flipping between tasks that don't require your full attention. Engage fully, or don't engage at all. This is how you take control. By grouping your tasks by context. By aligning your actions with your environment. By eliminating the friction that comes from constantly switching focus. You stop multitasking. You stop scattering your energy. And you start executing with ruthless efficiency. But let me warn you. This requires discipline. It requires you to stop pretending you can do everything at once. It requires you to prioritize, to categorize, to think strategically about where you are and what you can do in the moment. Most people won't do it. They'll keep flailing, bouncing between tasks, wondering why they're always behind, always exhausted, always overwhelmed. Not you. You know better. You understand that focus isn't just about willpower. It's about strategy. It's about using your environment to your advantage, not fighting against it. It's about mastering the art of context and turning it into a weapon. So ask yourself, how much longer will you let your inefficiency control you? How much longer will you fight battles you're not equipped to win? The answer should be no longer. Not one more day. Not one more hour. Not one more minute. Define your contexts. Group your tasks. Align your actions with your environment. And watch as your productivity explodes. Your energy returns. and your focus sharpens to a deadly point. This isn't just about getting things done. It's about taking back control of your time, your energy, your life. The choice is yours. Stay scattered or rise above. Let chaos dictate your actions or wield context like a blade. Your time is waiting. What will you do? The battlefield is clear. The strategy is simple. It's time to act. Master your contexts and master yourself. Lesson 10. Trust your system. Your mind is a battlefield, isn't it? A relentless storm of thoughts, ideas, obligations, and responsibilities swirling endlessly. Every fleeting worry, every forgotten task, every loose end you swore you'd handle. It all clings to you, dragging you down like chains. You feel it, don't you? That mental clutter, that chaos. It's suffocating you. But here's the brutal truth. You created this storm. It didn't come from the outside. It's the result of your inability to let go. You cling to everything, tasks, reminders, worries, as if holding them in your mind somehow makes you more in control. But it doesn't. It makes you a prisoner of your own disorganization, your own fear, your own refusal to trust a system outside of yourself. You need to hear this. Your mind is not built to hold everything. It's not a storage unit. It's not an archive. It's a weapon meant for clarity, creativity, and execution. But right now, it's dulled by the weight of everything you're trying to carry. You're wasting its power, its potential. You're sabotaging yourself. The only way out is to trust your system. Not half-heartedly, not occasionally, fully, relentlessly. Build it, refine it, and use it. Every thought, every task, every responsibility. Get it out of your head and into the system. A system you can rely on. A system that doesn't forget, doesn't waver, doesn't buckle under pressure. Why? Because when you trust your system, you liberate your mind. You free yourself from the constant mental noise, the endless spinning of wheels. You create space for focus, for action, for progress. Your mind becomes sharp again, clear, deadly. It becomes the weapon it was always meant to be. But trust doesn't come easily. It has to be earned. You can't just create a system and expect it to work. You have to use it, maintain it, and follow the process diligently. Every task, every idea, every input, process it, organize it, prioritize it. Leave nothing behind. If you skip steps, if you neglect the system, you break the trust. And when the trust is gone, so is your freedom. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a discipline, a way of life. Most people won't do it. They'll keep juggling everything in their heads, drowning in their own inefficiency, wondering why they're always overwhelmed, always anxious, always behind. They don't trust their systems, and so they never trust themselves. But you're not like most people. You understand that trusting your system isn't a weakness, it's power, it's control. It's the key to unlocking the full potential of your mind. When you trust your system, you can finally let go of the clutter, the chaos, the mental fog. You can focus, you can execute, you can win. So ask yourself, how much longer will you let the storm control you? How much longer will you cling to the chaos, refusing to trust the very system that could set you free? The answer should be no longer. Not one more day. Not one more hour. Not one more second. Build your system. Use it. Trust it. And then let go. Let go of the clutter. Let go of the noise. Let go of the fear that you'll forget something, that you'll miss something. Your system has you covered, if you have the discipline to use it. This isn't just about getting organized. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about sharpening your mind, cutting through the chaos, and dominating your life. Because when your mind is clear, when your focus is sharp, when your trust in your system is unshakable, you are unstoppable. The choice is yours. Stay in the storm, or rise above it. Let the chaos own you, or take control. Trust your system and trust yourself, because the storm isn't going to calm itself. You have to end it. You have to act. Trust your system and unleash your mind. Lesson 11. Stress-free productivity. Your mind is under siege. The chaos of your life, endless tasks, relentless demands, unfinished projects, it clings to you like a shadow, choking your focus, draining your energy, and keeping you perpetually on edge. You're overwhelmed, aren't you? You're stressed. And no matter how hard you push, no matter how much you grind, it never feels like enough. That stress you feel, it's not just a side effect of ambition. It's the result of a broken system. A mind trying to carry more than it was ever designed to handle. You've let the clutter consume you, allowed the weight of everything undone to rob you of your clarity, your control, your calm, and it's killing your potential. You need to hear this. Stress isn't your enemy. It's a symptom, a signal that your life is out of alignment, that you're drowning in noise instead of cutting through it, that you're reacting to chaos instead of commanding it. The question is, will you keep fighting this losing battle, or will you take back control? The answer lies in one simple, brutal truth. A clear mind is a powerful mind. If you want to be productive, truly productive, you need to let go of the clutter. You need to create space. You need to achieve a state of mind like water. Calm, focused, adaptable, ready to respond to whatever comes your way, without breaking, without panicking, without losing yourself in the storm. But this state doesn't come easily. It doesn't come to those who drift through life, hoping for clarity to magically appear. It comes to those who take control, who trust their systems, who clear their minds with ruthless efficiency. And if you're not willing to do the work, you will never know what it means to be free, truly free, from the burden of stress. Here's how you do it. First, get everything out of your head. Every task, every responsibility, every lingering thought. Write it down. Capture it. Stop letting it take up space in your mind. Your brain is not a storage unit. It's a weapon. Clear it. Sharpen it. Next, trust your system. Build a process you can rely on to handle the chaos. Categorize. Organize. Prioritize. Know that every piece of information is exactly where it needs to be. When you trust your system, you free your mind to focus fully on the present, instead of being haunted by what's unfinished. And finally, act with intention. Focus on the task at hand, not the 100 others waiting for you. When your mind is clear, when you're fully present, you'll find that stress fades away. Not because the demands have disappeared, but because you've taken control. You've stopped letting them control you. This is the path to stress-free productivity. It's not about doing less. It's about doing more efficiently, more effectively, with more clarity and purpose than you ever thought possible. It's about becoming a force of nature, calm and unshakable, able to adapt and overcome anything life throws at you. But make no mistake, this requires discipline. It requires the courage to confront your chaos, the commitment to build and trust your system, and the focus to live fully in the present moment. Most people won't do it. They'll cling to their stress, their clutter, their excuses. They'll keep grinding themselves into dust, never realizing they're the ones standing in their own way. Not you. You're better than that. You understand that a calm mind isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. Without it, you are nothing but a reactive mess, dragged around by the chaos of life. But with it, you are unstoppable. With a mind like water, you can face anything, adapt to anything, and conquer everything. So ask yourself, how much longer will you let stress own you? How much longer will you tolerate the chaos? The answer should be no longer. Not one more day, not one more hour, not one more second. Clear your mind. Trust your system. Focus on the present and rise above the noise. This is the path to stress-free productivity. This is the path to power. The storm will not calm itself. You have to take control. You have to act, achieve a mind like water, and unleash your true potential. You've just been handed the tools, the strategies, and the roadmap to crush chaos and dominate your productivity. But let me make one thing clear. Knowledge means nothing without action. The question now is simple. What will you do with it? Will you let this moment fade, just another fleeting burst of inspiration? Or will you take what you've learned and execute, relentlessly, ruthlessly, and without excuses? Here at GrimFace, we don't just talk about change, we live it. And if you're serious about breaking free from the noise, about rising above mediocrity, then this is where you belong. This is your movement, your community, your home for raw, unfiltered truth and strategies to take control of your life. So if you're ready to join the ranks of the black sheep, those who dare to carve their own path, then hit that subscribe button. Smash it like you're smashing through your own limits. And while you're at it, turn on the notifications. This way, you'll never miss a step, a tool, or a strategy to keep you ahead of the game. To those already subscribed, you're the reason this movement exists. You're the driving force behind every word, every video, every dark truth we deliver. Thank you for being part of this journey. Now go, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's grow this army of warriors, thinkers, and doers who refuse to settle for anything less than excellence. This isn't just a channel, it's a revolution, and it's only just beginning. Stay relentless, stay focused, stay GrimFace.